19-year-old Brazilian in this Kansas City lineup coming off a 4-1 win at Portland. And you know Vlatko Andonovski doesn't need to make changes when they play like that. No changes in this starting 11.
Yeah, it's not surprising because Vlatko Andonovski did say that was their most complete performance last week against Portland. Rodriguez on that left-hand side, well, more often than not, she'll be the one that will join into the attack. Hutton in the midfield have the responsibility of keeping the tempo. And then up top, a lot of focus with Shawinga and Bia, and rightfully so, but they draw so much attention. It is all about Dabinia making the runs in underneath and in behind those two front runners to be able to get on the end of service and try to execute and finish in front of goal.
Conversely, for the Houston Dash, their lead striker, Diana Ordonez, has already outpaced her goal-scoring output from last season. 4 goals on the campaign for a Dash side trying to become a bit more consistent on the offensive end. It's a group that'll make a couple of changes tonight. We take a look at the starting 11. Courtney Peterson and Michelle Alozia come in. The acting head coach is lead assistant Ricky Clark.
And defensively, this team has become a lot more resolute. The back three of Nielsen, Jacobson, Tarsiane starting to have a really good understanding of one another. Schmidt and Putagam in the midfield. They'll be tasked with controlling the game on both sides of the ball, but then up top, Ordonez, Alozia need to be aggressive with their runs to be able to get some possession higher up the field and create chances for this Houston Dash team.
Sign game on point. Here we go on this Friday night. We kick off the weekend in the NWSL. Played into the feet of Dabinia. Back heel appeal for a handball. Not going to get that whistle. Elizabeth Ball was trying to back heel that ahead. All of a sudden, Mace a bit by her lonesome, but so too is Alozia.
Well, and so too is Shawinga, as she's the one that's tracking all the way back, doing the work defensively. And this is something exactly that Vlatko Andonovski pointed to in their last game. The commitment against Portland to get numbers back behind the ball immediately to stall any attack. This one, it's Alozia that's going to be off on her own. And it's going to be difficult if this is the setup the majority of the game because she's not going to have any support. Look at the run from Shawinga to get back. Dabinia as well. You've got Haley Mace in support. The commitment from the entirety of the team is just excellent.
That's Matt. 4th corner for the Current. Shawinga got beneath it, and Alozia sends it away. Mace is fouled.
Well, it's a clear foul on Alozia, but I like the aggression because at some point in time, you have to also make this Kansas City Current back line a bit uncomfortable and think twice about how they're defending. They will leave themselves exposed defensively.
Blitz second chance for Shawinga.
Well, it's also the turnover immediately that allows Kansas City to be able to get in this position. Just one ball over the top. They're not looking to keep possession. They're looking to go to goal as quickly as possible. And you saw the frustration on Shawinga's face, knows that she needs to be doing better in that moment, opens up her hips. 18-yard box, collecting it at her feet, looking to spin her defender. Good low-driven shot, easy in the end for A.D. Franch.
Foul against Shawinga. Never as a player wanted the lines to be 5 yards shorter more than this.
I'm not so sure there's much in that at all. Tarsiane just shielding, just at the last second, gets her ankle, it looks like, caught underneath her, and
trying to cut inside. Shawinga trying to turn Tarsiane.
well, so far, Tarsiane putting herself in some good positions in this situation where it's 1v1. To draw the foul on Shawinga. This is one of the things, though, that we talked about with Vlatko Andonovski. There's not a ton in that.
Alozia, neither made contact. Shawinga. Dabinia. Ball through, Bia never got to Dabinia. Bounces calmly to Rodriguez. Throws this across, Shawinga. Wait a minute, that could go! That might get out! Did it hit the river? It's out of the venue. This has been a long-awaited milestone in Kansas City.
There's the attempt, and the excitement that you have for that to get to the river caught me off guard.
I'm living in a van down by the river. Yeah, it's in! It's in!
And here's that last chance. It's a quick turnover, and just look at the space. Tarciana tries to come over, knows if she fouls, she's going to get herself caught, just splits in between Nat Jacobs, Tarciana, and just at the last second, I felt as soon as she opened up her hips, could have taken it right there, and instead just the hesitation allows for Nat Jacobs to be able to get back.
Siphoned off by Dabinia. Hutton up to Shawinga. Ball caroms kindly. Labonta in a pocket. Labonta. Save number 71, most in the league so far this season. Jane Campbell, make it 72. Sagar. Dabinia. Cooper. Serving. Dabinia spears the header. Campbell goes flying. Goal kick. The last shot for Houston was the 21st minute. The last 9 shots have come from KC.
Well, Michelle Cooper is just doing such a good job because there's the space in between that back line, midfield line, that's starting to open up a bit more for the Houston Dash defensively in favor of the Kansas City Current. But the positions that Michelle Cooper is taking up out wide just to buy herself a little bit of time and then whip balls in. Players. At times, though, I think she could be even more patient, take a few more touches, swing the ball, switch to play, and then pull it back and just be a little bit more unpredictable with her play.
Shawinga, what a spin! Shawinga! Gonna pull you right to the edge of your seat and nearly pulling this whole stadium out of their seats. Campbell there again. A half dozen first half saves. She's made 18 saves in 135 minutes this season now against Kansas City. What a long ball that is. Peterson got beneath it. They steal one here late in the half. Rodriguez fans it out for a corner.
Well, and here's that previous play for Shawinga. Just does such a good job staying low, spins Tarciana, and for Tarciana and her ability defensively, that's just way too easy.
Ricky Clark kind enough to join us this morning as well. The team trained yesterday in Houston to avoid the heat in the afternoon here in Kansas City, then flew later in the day. But as by that point, it had become known that Fran Alonso, the head coach of the Dash, was not on the trip. Ricky Clark would step in. Our appreciation for his time. It was a change here for Kansas City. Her services weren't needed last week, but Claire Labauget onto the field replaces Bia at the half. And here we go in the second 45 in Kansas City. The numbers are on Houston's side, but Shawinga is on Kansas City's. Labonta. Ace. Win for a Dash side that could put them in 8th place, still within reach. Long range effort knocked away. Shawinga got to it. Turns. Shawinga. Still. Ball ricochets off of Dabinia, gets out of play. That is a goal kick. Jane Campbell made the save, and it was Claire Hutton took the initial shot. A lot of discussion as to which direction this should be, a goal kick or a corner. And after an elongated earpiece discussion, corner, it appears.
And I think the argument for the Houston Dash, they felt like it went off of Dabinia. She's the one that came across the shot from Shawinga. Claire Hutton does well to take ground. And this is where Shawinga is so good. You'll lose your mark because she's always following up the first two, it just heads up play, and then a couple feints, and there's the argument.
clocked Balasander on the backside. It was worth it because Shawinga has sprung. Pfeiffer front running. Shawinga driving. Outside to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer! Oh, that is a stunner for the Current! And they've broken through tonight against Houston. It took 25 shots. It took a 16-year-old wonder kid to come off the bench and make the difference, but it's been waved off. VAR watches everything.
Well, I think
flag comes up late.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a close call, but it all starts from the other end. That's been a vulnerability of the Kansas City Current. Set pieces, corner kicks, but it's just a movement from Pfeiffer initially to provide some width, provide some space for herself. We'll have to see a little bit of a different angle, but it is a clear offside from Pfeiffer. Initially, as she's trying to pull herself, create a little bit of space, but what a wonderful look. Just a couple of touches, the bait defender cuts inside, gets it on a preferred right foot, and really the first touches of the game for the young 16-year-old. But it all starts with A.D. Franch.
Hopefully by this time next week, she'll have her ticket booked. The Olympics in France with Nigeria. And Dosido went wrong. Kuntigam the foul.
And I think from a Houston Dash perspective, is the right time to bring on those fresh legs on the front line of Nagasato, Olivieri, because it's going to be Nagasato that will just sit in, compact the midfield a bit more. Here's the foul on Hutton. Yeah, it's a clear foul. Just brings her arm across Hutton, pulls her down.
Travel party, we only found out yesterday that'd be the case. Speaking of injury news, Vanessa DiBernardo did train this week, coming back from a head injury suffered against Chicago a couple weeks ago. That's good news. Tarciane got something on it. Shawinga, Campbell knocked it down, but Shawinga scores! Level for the Golden Boot. An inimitable talent for Kansas City has the Current on the cusp of history.
Well, so many chances in that first half, and some in this second half that haven't been able to find the back of the net. But it comes with one big ball over the top, and this is what they do. They wear you down, they put you in these positions. Tarciane trying to do the right thing, headed back to Jane Campbell. Just can't get enough on it, feels the pressure from Shawinga. If you don't get this exactly right, this will be what will happen. Shawinga continues to put the pressure on. Jane Campbell coming off her line, coughs it up, gives up the rebound, and then it finds the back of the net. And it's just all from the one big ball over the top in the central areas.
Shawinga picks this up. Campbell trailing away. Shawinga won the race. Shawinga! For Temwa Shawinga. Take a bow.
And we see this so often. Goals coming in quick succession because you turn off, you give the ball away so easily. There's just a loose pass from Tarciane, thinks it's an easy pass to Sophia Schmidt. Well, who's there? Shawinga. And then she's off and running, always going to win that race. Great little hesitation, and then a big touch around Jane Campbell. Nothing that she can do. She closes it down well, but there's a little hesitation at full speed. Makes Jane Campbell to go to ground, and then just an easy tap in, her 11th of the season. But the work that she's always doing to put teams under pressure. If you don't get exactly right, the header on the previous goal from Tarciane doesn't come off. Loose ball trying to play Sophia Schmidt, doesn't come off. Well, who's there? Shawinga.
It is a new NWSL NWSL regular season record. 17 games unbeaten for the Kansas City Current. Unbeaten in this first-year venue. And top of the table still. 2-0 Kansas City over Houston.
And Houston knew they were going to come in to CPKC Stadium and have to defend, but then pick their moments, when to go forward and try to create chances for themselves. For large parts, did really well defensively. Yes, Kansas City, per usual, created a ton of chances, really could have found themselves up in the first half. It was Houston that did enough to hold them at bay. But then game starts opening up. Shawinga with the chances, the commitment that she has to get on the end of balls, to put pressure on the opposition, forced 2 goals, 2 turnovers, and just like that, took the lead for the home team and set the record. New one for NWSL.
And now we are 8 days away from arguably the most anticipated regular season match in NWSL history, when the Current will host Orlando right here